Shavua Tov, everyone. Welcome to week number 97 in our Tillis Tell Stories for Saturday Night WhatsApp group. I adapted this story from the book Stories My Grandfather Told Me by Zev Greenwald. I titled it With Only a Single Page. A young American Jew discovered his glorious heritage and became observant. He began to learn Torah and to fulfill mitzvot, and even when he returned to his parents' home in New York, he continued to observe God's Torah and to study it diligently. His elderly father was very distant from traditional Judaism and had no idea what it was all about. He was already retired from work at that time and wandered around the house with nothing to do. Watching his son poring over his Talmud, the father was very impressed. His son's life seemed to be so full of values. Finally, one day he approached his son. "Teach me a page of what you're learning," he said. "That will be very hard for you," the son replied. "In order to understand Talmud, you first need to know Hebrew, and you don't even know the alphabet. And there's a second language involved, Aramaic." But his father was determined. In spite of all the difficulties, he asked his son to teach him at least one page of Talmud. The son began to teach him. However, his visit was a short one, and they could only continue during his infrequent subsequent visits. In this way, it took a full year of learning together before they finished the page. When they were done, the father cried jubilantly, "I want to celebrate. I finished learning a whole page of Talmud. Let's make a party." There is a custom of making a party for the completion of an entire tractate of the Talmud, called a siyum, the son admitted, but not for a single page. But the father was insistent. He would throw his party. At a loss, the son went to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein to ask if such a thing, a siyum on one page of Talmud, was acceptable. Moshe Feinstein's 36th Yahrzeit will be this week on Wednesday, the 13th of Adar Beis, the day Erev Purim. Born in Belarus, he emigrated with his family to the United States in 1937 to the Lower East Side of Manhattan. There he became Rosh Yeshiva of Mesivta Teferes Yerushalayim, which became world famous because of his presence. He became the most widely respected authority in Jewish law of his generation. His rulings and correspondence have been published in a multi-volume collection called Igros Moshe. "Make a siyum," Rabbi Feinstein instructed the surprised son. Then he added, "Let me know when it will be. I wish to take part in the joyous occasion." And so it was that a siyum was made on a single page of Talmud, learned by a man with his son over the course of a full year. Rabbi Feinstein attended the siyum, heaping praise on the elderly father who had not let any difficulty get in the way of achieving his goal. The next morning, the old man did not wake up from his sleep. He had died in the night, the type of peaceful death they called the kiss of God. Rabbi Feinstein came to the funeral and delivered a eulogy. In it, he declared, "The Talmud records that there are those who purchase their world to come, who earn their world to come in a single hour. Now we see it is possible to do it with a single page."